heartbreaking for Simone Inzaghi. And Ray and Liam here with me. Like, Ray, when you look at that, OK, Liverpool have got the job done. They've got through. Good performance or bad tonight?
Well, indifferent, I would say, Darren.
Okay.
I thought they started the first half really protecting the 2-goal advantage that they had, rather than doing what they do normally, which is dominate the opposition, particularly at Anfield. We've seen it time and time again over the last year. We talked about the last defeat they had was Fulham, it was a year and a day ago, and since then the form's been terrific, particularly at home. But we didn't see that in the first half. The full-backs weren't getting forward to good effect. We really didn't see a lot of Jota, Mane, Salah weren't really involved in the game. And it was Inter who really came with a positive attitude. It was just in the final third, didn't create enough and really didn't look threatening. Liverpool will look at it as it's a game out the way as far as they're concerned. Yeah. They've done what they've had to do over the 2 legs. They've got through to the quarter-finals and they've got a really good, strong finish to the season to look forward to.
Liam, were Inter better than you expected them to be?
No, they were as I expected them to be. They were very able technically, didn't have a lot of pace up front. We wondered where they were going to get a goal from, and Martinez scored an absolute worldie, didn't he? What a great goal. Sanchez was very good until he gets himself sent off with this ridiculous challenge. Liverpool were much better in the second half. There was lots of goal-mouth action. Salah could have had a couple of goals easily, hit the post twice. Vidal made a great intervention for Luis Diaz. He was going to score there. At least in the second half, we had a lot of goal-mouth action, whereas in the first half, it was lacking. I enjoyed the game. Second half, I enjoyed the game. It was just, I think we would have had a right corker had Sanchez not got himself sent off.
Yeah, I'm dying to talk about that, and the incident with him kind of just sums him up. As you say, like, lots of good stuff, and then he goes and does something daft. Let's look at the Martinez goal, because you described it as a worldie. It was a stunning strike, and this dragged them back into the whole tie, giving them the lead on the night.
Yeah, well, Liverpool will be annoyed with themselves. Matip doesn't make a very good clearance here. Breaks to Sanchez. He gets on it, and a very quick ball into Martinez. And Van Dijk more or less says to him, well, you're not going to beat Alisson from there, so go ahead and have a hit. And he didn't close him down. So slack defending all round from Liverpool. Van Dijk doesn't close him down, and he stuck it with a bit of swerve in the top corner. And it was game on, but unfortunately it was only game on for 3 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes, because Sanchez went and got himself sent off.
Like, when you look at that strike, Ray, like that is a beautiful goal. It's the only place he could put it. Like, the best goalkeeper in the world, or the best centre-back in the world, and Martinez does that.
What a finish.
Yeah.
Absolutely top quality. And at that stage, you're thinking game on. Because Liverpool had some moments at the start of the second half. They were still giving the ball, it was still a bit sloppy, but at least they looked more progressive. The crowd were up for it, and then all of a sudden it went flat when that goal went in. And the ascendancy certainly was with Inter at that moment. And then, as we'll see in a moment's time, what was Alexis Sanchez thinking about? You're already on a yellow card and you make a challenge like you did, and you just let your whole team down, and all the travelling supporters who'd gone there to support their side. 1 minute, it's joy, and we're back in this. And then, what was it, 84 seconds later, you know, you're down to 10 men and you're up against it.
Let's have a look, because the first card was right at the end of the first half, and we didn't see the actual card being given out by the Spanish referee on the coverage, but we have it here.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I thought it was a really poor challenge. And you can see there the referee initially played on. And I'm not sure he's seen the actual challenge. It looked like at the last minute he tried to pull out of it, but my concern there, Darren, was the height of it. You know, that's over the top of the ball. And he didn't learn his lesson. And he's gone flying into a challenge there on Fabinho when there's no need to do it. You know, he's at full stretch. And, OK, he got a bit of the ball first, but then it's his follow-through that certainly caught Fabinho.
Do you not think he did that purposely, Ray? In both challenges, he's raised his studs. He's got to the ball first in the second one.
Can we look at it again, please?
Yeah,
I thought the first one was worse.
If you show the first one as well, he kind of goes for the ball, and then he raises his studs to do the maximum amount of damage. He's always played on the edge, Sanchez. And then you watch this in slow motion. He raises his studs, then he turns his boot, so the maximum damage he can do, he can do Thiago.
So this is like a technique he has developed?
Yeah, I think it is. And then he does it again here, goes for the ball. When he's not going to get the ball, then he raises his studs again. Here we go. There you go. Yeah. Very, very dangerous, and no doubt about it. Had to go. caused a lot of trouble on the Inter bench.
I would probably have given a red for the first. Me personally, that's how I would have seen it. I think when you go over the top of the ball, I think that's when there's real danger. I said he's tried to pull out a little bit, but you can see that his leg has gone up and over the top of where the ball would have been.
Kind of movement.
And it's there into the leg. And that would worry me as a player, you know, because that's where potential
He's gone from trying to toe it away from his opponent to the boot going up like that, you know, and he's done it twice.
Yeah.
And as Ray says, I think in England, for the first one, with VAR and having looked at it again, they'd probably have sent him off.
But, like, you know, listen, put yourself in Inzaghi's shoes, his manager. Like, what would you do to him, getting him back into the dressing room? Because they take the lead on the night, and then a couple of minutes later, your man goes and does that.
He was very good. He was probably Inter Milan's best player up to then, Dara. But he went and ruined a very good performance from himself and went and ruined Inter's chances.
Yeah.
I think we've said about Alexis Sanchez before, he's the sort of player that plays on the edge. You know, he gets involved in a lot of challenges like that. We've seen it countless times when he was at Arsenal. He's one of them players, he loses it, he tries to win it back, and he's so quick moving into the challenge. But on both occasions, certainly the first one more than the second, in my opinion, his boots too high.
There's a couple of other angles here.
He's not been really in the team. You know, it was a big match for him tonight, coming back to England, playing at Anfield, having played for Arsenal and Man United. He was really up for it. But
like, this is the game here, lads. This is what...
It went beyond what
But like, I would say, like, Vidal plays on the edge. He finished the match. OK, he got booked. But he plays on the edge.
Yeah, but when you're on a yellow card like that, Darryl, you can't afford to go in and make challenges like that.
I think it's bananas.
But that is game management. That's understanding of the position that you're in. Look, where Fabinho had the ball inside his own half, he was no real threat. Yeah. Absolutely no threat whatsoever. So the question that his manager would be saying to him, why are you making that challenge? We understand we want to try and compete and we want to be on top of Liverpool, but we've got to do it in a controlled manner. You're on a yellow card. You can't afford to go in the manner that you did with your foot raised. You've got a little bit of the ball, but then you follow through. You've got to pull your foot back. You've got to be more aware when you're making the challenge what the consequences can be.
Yeah, for sure. And look, we'll never know. Dzeko, I know Des and Kenny were saying it in the commentary. We were saying it here. Let's see him for the last few minutes. Maybe he just wasn't fit enough to come on or whatever, but to have a big aerial option, and he's a great option in the air, even for a few minutes. Yeah, we'll never know.
Well, I thought he would come on quite quickly in the second half. I didn't know what his fitness was like. I mean, he played on Friday, he scored a couple of goals. You would think he would be on form. We said about the fact that Inter Milan were getting down the flanks, particularly the left. They've delivered some decent balls into the box, but they're no height to finish it off. Where Dzeko, with his ability in the air, you thought would have been thriving the opportunities. So we don't know. We're down to the manager and his backroom staff to find out the reasons why they didn't bring Dzeko on.
And bearing all that in mind, I suppose, as you mentioned earlier, Liam, we cannot forget that Liverpool had a lot of really, really good chances. The woodwork, the frame of the goal denied them three times over the game.
You always feel when they're going to play with the cop behind the goal that they're going to produce something, and they did really. And you know, very unlucky not to score. Ray's going to take the action now.
Yeah, well, that man again, wasn't it? You know, Mo Salah. He scuffed that slightly. If you just watch it, it came off his heel. He didn't get real good contact on it, and he's expecting to score there.
Just didn't catch it sweet enough,
he didn't catch it quite the way he would like. But he's always a threat. We've talked about him before the start of the game. He's always in the right position. That is brilliant technique. I don't think you can do much more than that. Yeah. It's a brilliant ball from Manning. It's over the top of the back line. He comes on his weaker right foot. He's caught up beautifully on the half volley, if you like, and he's beaten the goalkeeper, and very unlucky to see it.
Because the half volley, that could have gone anywhere. The control he had on it.
I would normally say with him this season, he normally finds its way into the back of the net. He didn't on that occasion, but very, very unlucky.
For mere mortals.